Hey there, minions of technology. My name is Tim Lee. Welcome to Legacy Studio. Time to continue our MYST Revelation series. But before I do, let me introduce you to a wall. We're in my new space. My wife and I have made some changes in our home, and the master bedroom, which used to be our main place, is now my art studio, believe it or not. So I've moved everything down here. I'm still settling in. I'm going to be settling in for a while probably, but I am at least set up so we can play some more gameplays. Now, as you guys know, I like to read all of your comments. Before I do, I want to say a special thank you to all of our amazing historians like Tony Allen, Sean Hammond, and William Poneth. Deeply appreciate all these guys, my legacy historians who support. Would love it if you would consider joining. You can hit that join button down below. You can see that I was actually able to get my other computer back down here because all these button sort of things are working again. Yes, finally. In saying that also, big thanks to my other historians right over here, my Dorka historians and early access historians, all of you. Please understand how deeply I appreciate you. And also, please understand how deeply I appreciate everyone who donated in the last month. We are, unfortunately, in the months now where I'm not going to be making money every single month. It seems to be that we're just not getting the viewership that we used to get. We're playing kind of niche games, so yeah, it would make sense that that is happening. But needless to say, the fact not only that you guys have supported my channel the way you do financially, but the fact that you're actually here also doing something amazing like hitting that thanks button and sending money, you guys are just incredible. And all of my folks who've done that just amaze me to no end. So thank you. I do not expect that from you. You're already paying members. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay? Just know that I mean that. Okay, we got stuff to do. I have probably a book of comments to read, okay? So I am going to try to remember to put some kind of time thing down here, time signature, that says when you should jump forward if you don't want to listen to all the comments. But I do know that if I was someone who was commenting on someone's YouTube channel, I would enjoy the creator actually reading my comment in the video. So in saying that, I got a couple to go through here. I have not caught up on a few of these in a while, and it looks like there's quite a few to catch up on. So I'm going to buzz through these as quick as I can. Okay, I'm going to start with this comment just because I want to make sure that I'm clear for everyone here. Stacy Campo did ask a very good question. Curiosity, are you skipping MYST 5 and of Ages entirely or coming back to it some other time? You've talked about playing Uru next in a few videos now, and I was just wondering. So I want to make sure that everyone's clear on this. I did respond back. A few of my channel members have suggested that Uru would actually sit between 4 and 5. So the goal at this point, unless we get a vote otherwise, would be to do Uru and then 5. And by the way, you guys are making me beyond scared of Uru. Just making that clear, okay? I'm just saying. Non-spoiler hint from Stacy Campo. By the way, Stacy is a new commenter here, and I have not seen Stacy here before, so it's a pleasure to have you here. After you finished the colored clouds in Dream, the spirit guide told you to pay attention because you would only get to see the clue one time. You had to hurry to get the colors written down, and that was all the time you were given. The spirit guide did not anticipate you having Yisha's necklace. Oh, you see, I was wondering why that actually did come back around, why we did actually see that hint again in the future. I like Stacy's comment on that. Great comment on that, Stacy. Thank you so much. That's a very valid point because I was wondering how on earth we got to see that again because I worked quite hard to have the secondary answer to that. Let's see what else we got here. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sean Hammond says here, 44 episodes is ridiculous. I wonder how well this will age given where we're going next. And look at the 2 likes of people who, okay, maybe I was one of them. But still, you're scaring me here. You realize that we're trying to make a living on here, right? Just saying. Playing the same game for 130 different episodes? I have a life to live. All right, Next comment here from Sean says, the puzzle, in my opinion, is by far the worst puzzle in this game. Now, this is the latest puzzle that we haven't beat yet. Now, I know you guys are reading past this, and yes, I could look down and see the rest of it, but I'm purposely trying to keep my vision above the spoiler hint here. So, it says here, it's pretty easy to figure out what you're trying to do, and the idea behind it is kind of clever, but moving the symbols around is so painfully tedious that it makes a huge chore to complete. I'm not going to read the rest of that for now. I'm going to go ahead and continue scrolling on and give everyone else to have their chance to get their words in, but let's see what everyone else says here. Honestly, friend, I don't think I've ever gotten through a game without hitting the wall you're describing and needing a huge hint, if not solution. It's frustrating for sure, but you've done better in these games than most I've seen. Praise God. Especially considering how much you solve with so little to no note-taking. She doesn't see what happens behind the scenes. Well, no, I really don't take as many notes, and if I do, I actually show you that I'm taking those notes. So, let's see. Your brain may try to get you... may try to get in your way sometimes. Mine does too. I get that. It's also your superpower. But you know what? I'm ADHD, and it absolutely is a superpower. And I do love that. You're almost to the finish line. Don't give up. So I feel like if we just solve this puzzle, maybe we'll get to some more answers. All right, there will be a few comments that I do skip over. The amazing MYST Prince offers a whole bunch of amazing advice, but stuff that isn't always related to the game. So I will be jumping past a couple of comments, and MYST Prince, I'll be reading yours a little later on. I'm just making sure that I have enough from everyone in here as well. Oh, wow, you're doing going to Uru, huh? Excited for that one. I feel like there's going to be a lot going on in that game. Oh, wow, so many comments. I'm finding so many comments, and I'm finding ones that I've missed from like 12 days ago, so I do apologize. For anyone who does need to reach out to me for private stuff, drop me an email, legacystudioproductions@gmail.com. I will be happy to share that, legacystudioproductions@gmail.com, and I will try to keep an eye out for your messages. Let's see, Emily Rose Lacey Nichols says, I've put this video on because I'm having a super frustrated day at work and need something to cheer me up. 3 minutes in and I'm laughing hysterically. Ah, thank you, my king. I needed that today. My king. That's because I am the Mist of King. Get that right. All right, anyway. Stacy Campo. In all fairness, Riven taught you to close doors, but I laughed a lot. I've played Revelation a million times, almost 350 hours. And I don't think I've ever turned and walked away from a door once it was open. I felt for you when I heard it slam shut. But yeah, that was entertaining. Oh, good. A nudge info about the cyan dial, though you may have finished the puzzle by the time you read this. The cyan dial is supposed to represent Nera, which is the hard stone they're referring to. You last encountered Nera before you go into Spire, but forever go in Spire. It was the stone that the linking chambers were made of so that Mom, Dad, and little sister could safely visit the prison ages. In Spire, it was the stone that you needed the strongest vibrations to manipulate. And since Cirrus figured out how to blast apart the linking chamber, he was able to go to Haven and get Aknar out by blasting his linking chamber too. And there are chunks of crystals laying around the Haven linking chamber, that hint that Cirrus, having used materials from his prison age to break that open. Now that they're saying that, it makes sense. Nara, or Nera, however said, is discussed more in the books than the games. When the Dunny were digging miles deep in the stone to make paths, they would churn up the hardest materials, then put it through a machine that compacted it down to a 1/20th of its original size. Then it could be used to reinforce anything they wanted to make it nearly indestructible. That's great. I love those kinds of comments. So thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Let's see, Michael Morton, and oh man, I miss Michael Morton's comments. He always has some great ones, so let's check in with him. Finally catching up with these, excited to see your progress. I did notice, however, that several episodes seem to be missing or out of order in the playlist. Thank you, I will take a look at that. Not sure if there's anything that can be done about that. There is! I will take care of it. Just figured it might be useful info to know. Absolutely. I got you covered. Appreciate it. All right, now, I did not read the comment. I think it was from Sean. That was probably giving some very sage advice that I probably need right now. But I'm going to try and make do for a little bit longer. Oh, I had notes on all of this that I've misplaced. And you got to understand, I've really, truly misplaced a lot of notes because I've moved so much from different locations into the studio now in the new room that I don't know if I have this written down somewhere, so I'm going to go look for it real quick. Okay, now, before I really start digging into this, let me please explain my screen situation here. Not that you care, but I know that you can see my Steam over in the corner. I do apologize about that. I'm making do for now until we beat this game. So please forgive me for this awkward setup here. I hope that you can put up with it a little bit longer.
But it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
Can I... Please don't judge me for saying this, but the acting is terrible. I mean, listen to this again.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
It feels like he's reading it. It really does. I could, but it's actually really difficult to cut figurines that small. That small? That sounds like you're trying to act. Don't act.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
That small? Does anyone talk like that other than Chandler from Friends? I mean, is it really happening that way? I'm just saying.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
She does better than he does.
They break so easily.
They break so easily. They break so easily. I mean, come on. Think about it. I can do better than you.
Ha! Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
That's not so bad. I feel like that you know he's trying to play her into this. You know what he's doing. That kind of works.
Daddy's really good at chess.
Not bad.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
That one's not bad either. I'm just saying. I know. I've only acted in a few things in my lifetime, and they... Okay. I will tell you this. I did act in a film called Heroes Adrift. It used to be on YouTube. I don't think it's there anymore. But Heroes Adrift, the one thing that my role was to play the villain, believe it or not. I had a big tattoo on my arm. I wore a big mask, and I was supposed to look like a Star Wars villain. Okay, I had lines. The problem is my voice didn't match my build. So they wanted a big pilot-looking kind of build, which was me, but they didn't want my voice. Can you blame them? So I didn't have any lines because they had someone else do my voice, and my mask was hiding my face. So yes, I've had roles where I've had to use my voice, and yes, I've been a radio DJ for 5-6 years. Come on, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
See, that's good. That's good. It's okay. I'm okay with that one.
Well, maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set as a present.
I don't think that was bad either. So anyway, long story short, looks like I've gotten this one in the right place at least, but something's really gnawing at me. And what's really gnawing at me is that I know for a fact that there is a hint in my YouTube right now that's telling me that there's an easier way to go about this than me trying to sort through this. And I know I shouldn't look at it yet. So I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. Anyway, the part that frustrates me is this is a lot like a Rubik's Cube. You have to unsolve it to solve it.
I'll tell them to when I link home. Well, maybe.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
You should play him. You can make one, just like you made my spirit.
So I'm pretty sure I've already written all this out, and I even have already built what needs to go under what. I feel like I've already done all that. I'm not sure, because it's been a little bit since I've played this. So I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm seeing the full conversation starts with this one.
Daddy's really good at chess.
And I would assume that that would go here on the chessboard. Now, to get that over there, wouldn't we take this? Oh, I forgot that that does that. Oh, man. Oh, I forgot that that does that. Oh, I don't like this. I forgot that that does that. I forgot that does that. I promise I'm not an idiot. I'm just saying. I didn't think about it. So,
Daddy?
this one needs to go over here. Right? But nothing's happening here because all the rest of them are there. Now, if I grab this whole thing, though... No. Just grab the whole thing. Thank you. Well, why isn't it placing it? Wow, it takes forever to place them. Okay. Alright, well, I am going to get lucky here at least. And this one is going to be placed where it should be. And I guess the question is, you should play him. Who are we talking about? Does that mean that goes here? Because we're talking about Dad, or is it talking about Cirrus? Which could mean something entirely different. And what does this mean? What is this thing? I still haven't completely figured out what this thing is.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
She mentions Link, the linking book. That would make sense.
Well, maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set.
Mom and
as
Dad.
a present.
So, Mom and Dad.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
So, this one
That...
should technically go over here. Right? And I'm going to put this one here, since I don't recall which one this is.
You should play him.
Okay. This one, I would think, should go over here. Okay. But look! How... I don't like that. Why is that? And I'm going to reverse them because I do this. But the question is, can I then reverse it back? By doing this. Now that should be back. Now this one, technically, then, you should play him. Wouldn't that mean that this one would go to the chess set? Over here. Because then maybe what we're doing is we're using the word play as the keynote, and what are we going to play? We're going to play chess. I have no idea if that's actually accurate or not, but still. Okay, what's next?
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
Okay, so this one can go over here. That means this one's going to stay here.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
So, Nara. Is there anything that has to do with Nara? Unless what they're making is the chessboard, which would fit perfectly fine there. This needs to
really
stay...
good at chess.
That needs to stay right there, or that needs to come over here. I'm willing to test both theories. So, let's do this first. Okay, against my better judgment, we're gonna put this over here. This one back over here. And this one over here, since I don't have any choice. Okay. You should play him.
You should play him.
Okay, so what's the top one?
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
See, I think that should stay there.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
Because we're saying spirit guide, that is the spirit guide that she's talking about, I would assume. But now, I have a problem.
You should play him.
Now they're not organized properly.
You should...
So now, this is going to mess up the organization by a lot. So we'll put this one here. Now what do we have?
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
I mean, technically that could fit there.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
Okay, that one could sit here.
You can make one, just like you made my...
Okay, so this might work. So, hang on. So let's grab it. We're going to put this one over here. Glow. Come on, glow. Grr. Okay, this one goes back over here. And this one goes over here.
You should play him.
Okay,
You can make one, just like you made my spirit
that
guide.
works.
Ha! Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
So that would be a problem. Unless that one's supposed to go over here.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
You should play him.
That way I'll never be. Ha!
You can make one, just...
I'm gonna leave those right where they stand. Those are good.
They break so easily.
So if this one were to go this way,
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
technically that might need to be over here, but it could also be over here.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
Chess set needs to go over here, so that one definitely needs to go here. So we have this one
They break so easily.
needs to go here.
I could, but it's really hard.
Nope. So this one will sit here.
I'd like to, sis.
That one needs to go over there.
Daddy's really good at chess.
Needs to go over here. Wow, long way around. Okay. Okay, so
They break so easily.
So let's pick it up. We're gonna go, they break so easily, over here. This one goes back over here. That one is, I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set. That one definitely goes over here. And then this one is, he's really good at chess, needs to make its way over towards Dad. So, unless it's not talking about Dad, but it's talking about the chess set, I'm leaning toward talking about Dad. So I think that might need to go over towards that way. This one
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
carving and figurines would probably fit best over here. So I need to make my way over there with that one. Problem being is how? Because this is just going to lay it, and you can't move it up and down, so you don't have any choice but to go. Ugh. Okay.
You can make one, just...
Ha! Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
You'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber. Maybe that's actually talking about Mom and Dad. Is it gonna fade? Ah. He's really good at chess. I'm gonna bring this one over here too. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like it's kind of glowing over there in a way. I'm not sure if that's just the That one's still good and obviously glowing completely properly.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
You should play him.
I feel like that one needs to go over towards Dad too, unless we're talking about the chess. I don't think so. I think we're talking about Dad. So that one...
They break so easily.
Okay, so what if we did this? Ooh, I'm scared to do this. No, wait a minute. Think about this. I need to move two positions over. So, no, I think I've already messed up. I think I've already messed up. I messed up. I think I messed up. What's that one? They break so easily. Let's put it over here. And then this one is, like you said, but I don't have a chess set. Goes over here. And then the weird one, it's hard to carve that small. Let me try and put this over here. I feel like you're glowing brighter. I feel like you're useless. I feel like it's all useless.
I'd like to, sis, but...
Oh, shut up. I'm just... See, there's no glow here. This thing's glowing kind of differently. They could give you a set. I feel like that's talking about Mom and Dad.
Daddy's really good.
Right, same rock as this chamber. So... What is this supposed to be? I mean, I know what it is. It's like the logo of everything, right? I mean, it's everywhere. We see it everywhere. We know what it is. But how am I supposed to utilize it? What has anything to do with this? Since I've never officially known what this is. And I don't want to touch this one, because I feel like I've made progress.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines.
You could make me one like you made my spirit guide.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
See, I feel like this is right where it's supposed to be. This one...
That way I'll never be...
It being the chess set... I really, really want to look at Sean's comment, but I feel like I would be reducing the quality of my video games if I did not try to at least be the king of MYST. So, this whole episode, I'm going to try and solve this. I am just warning you now.
They break so easily.
I'm talking. I'm going to try and solve this without Sean's help. If I cannot solve this by the end of this video, sorry to waste your time, then in the next episode I will utilize Sean's hint to solve this. I think I know what I'm doing, except for the organizational factor of how it spaces everything out. Because whenever you pick up a piece, how many different spots are there on here? So we have the chess set. I'm just writing this down on my paper. We have the dial. We have the linking book. We have Mom and Dad's picture. We have the carving. And we have back to the chess set. So technically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different places to go. Overall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, how interesting. We have 10 different pieces in play. So it makes me wonder if there's going to be 2 pieces on every spot. But if that's the case...
I'll tell them to when I link home. I'll tell them to...
Let me check something here, because I have a note here which I find rather odd. This one.
Ha! Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
I have a note that has this going on this cyan dial. So I'm wondering if... I'm going to try that. Hang on. How am I going to get there, though? So I have Mom and Dad. Okay, so we're just going to go like this. And we're going to mess up this one on purpose. Just to put this one here and see if it glows. That's exactly what I hoped for! It's exactly what I wanted!
You should play him.
See, why isn't this making it glow?
You should play him.
The fact that this
you
is
should play
not
him.
talking about Dad... Because that should be glowing right now if that's the case, right? And it's not. So... which one did glow there?
Ha! Right.
We know that the linking book one definitely glowed from... Let me just do this. Now I can put this one back. Now that book's gonna glow. See? Now, this one. I'll just put this one over here for now. So, that one's good.
Daddy's really good at chess.
See, it's talking about Dad, but it's not doing its job. So, what if...
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a
And don't you think that would make sense?
Right. And it's...
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so what do we have right now? So the linking book definitely needs the circle with the 4 triangles around it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it's got like little swooshes in between each one. So put that in there. So that's definitely needed to light up that book. Which one did I have that took care of Mom and Dad? I don't know. And this one isn't working either. Now, here's the thing that I did do, is I've managed to stack everything pretty well. I don't know if I've stacked them in any proper order.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
See, if I stuck this... Oh, well, it's already on there.
You should play him.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
So, if I put this one over here... I'm looking for things to glow. If it doesn't glow, then I know I've messed up. So let me do this. Okay. I don't want to go back the other way, so I'm going to come back this way for the moment. My other question is, how did I manage to stack all of these on top of each other the way I did? I mean, don't you think that this would be causing a bit of a chaotic mess? I really feel like it's... what are we at? 46 minutes? I put like 30 minutes into just the comments trying to figure out. So...
That way I'll never be able to break. I could, but it's... I could...
Well, maybe Mom...
What if this represents Cirrus? What if that was to represent Cirrus?
You can make one, just like you made my spirit.
What if I took this and I brought it over here? Well, that doesn't seem to work either. And I know I got Mom and Dad to light up here a while ago. I just don't remember how. I feel like it was this one. Yes, okay. So, for Mom and Dad, they get the 4 circles. With the 4 circles inside the 4 circles. With the 4 circles encircling the 4 circles. Okay. So that takes care of that. What is this one?
Well, maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set as a present.
So it's Mom and Dad, so it makes sense that it would belong there. And my second question is, okay, I don't have a second question. I'm still stuck.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small. I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
So what if I was to take this and bring it over here? And this is supposed to represent
You should
Cirrus.
play him.
And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and start stacking these up again.
You should... Daddy's really... You should play him.
I just had an idea. No, it won't work. I was just thinking it'd be great if we could just take one and stack it and then restack it into the set and then unstack it and then, you know, and work your way through each one of these. But that is faltered by doing this alone. But right now the idol doesn't have anything. The other problem is when you have this selected, you don't know what is being said. Now, I have it all written down here. I just hate to keep looking down at the list here again and again and again. Like this one is the 4 circles could give you a set. So technically this one should be right here unless we're talking about the fact that Dad should give them a set. And if that's the case, then that's a whole different story entirely. And that should go over with Dad and Mom. But that didn't happen or do anything good. Now, something else I find a little weird is that sound that pops up, that Z. Does that mean that it's in the right place, or was that, or the organization is working itself out? I don't know. See, it happened there just fine. Now let's see if this will do it again here. It didn't. Interesting. This time? See, and I think that's because these other ones are already like that. So yeah. If that sound is already playing, it doesn't really matter. And I don't want to touch those, because those are doing something, and I want them to do something.
I'll never...
So what I need to do is maybe process of elimination. So right now... process of elimination would say, even though it does look like it's getting slightly lighter, but maybe it's not... Why is it so bright? Because it looks like something's kind of happening there. Like it's supposed... I don't know. So let me see which one that is. That one is... You should play him. So for right now, next to the dial, I'm going to do a question mark. And I'm going to do the you should play him there. Because it seems to make it brighter. I don't know if that's always the case or whatnot. Now, this one's also making this guy brighter, so I think that there's a fault with my theory here, but this one is... that way I'll never be able to break it. I think he's talking about the chess set. So in my opinion, I think this one should go with the chess set.
Daddy's really good at chess.
Daddy's really good at chess, so it's either talking about Daddy or chess, right? In my opinion... it should stay with the chess set.
I
or
could, but
with
it's
Dad.
They break.
So, can I test that theory? This is going to put this with this one. See, look at how bright this is getting now. Why is that so bright? What is that one? Right, same rock as this chamber. That really does light up on that. So I'm going to put a question mark, and I'm going to do the 4-leaf clover over here. And we're going to see if that is supposed to go there. Because, I mean, it's definitely playing an effect where this one isn't doing anything at all. So maybe I'll leave that one where it is. See, but nothing is making that chess set brighter at all. So what's this one?
I could, but it's really hard to carve.
So what if I put this over here with this one? Still just as bright. Nothing's changing to the chess set. So I think that's just an effect. I'd like to assist, but I don't have a chess set. So
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have it. I could, but it's really hard to. They break so easy.
this game's controls are so terrible. I mean, they are just so bad. The other thing I'm looking at is the icons or slash the memories themselves, and I'm trying to see if they change at all, because they're doing this weird floppy crazy doohickey thing too. Did that just get a little lighter? I can't tell.
Daddy's really good at chess.
That way I'll never. Ha! Right. And I suppose you'll tell me. I could, but I'd like.
You should play him.
So what if what's really happening here is we've been given a hint, and that hint is pretty simple, and it's that you have placed all the right pieces on the right thing here. These do not get any more pieces. So whatever happens, these have to be the final pieces that end here. And then all the other pieces stack everywhere else. So this is the hint, the teaser, that's supposed to give us the extra information to continue forward. If that is the case, then I'm on the page. I mean, in my opinion, I think that makes sense. But we've talked about mom and dad so many times in several of these, because technically dad's really good at chess. The very first one is not one of the symbols, which is this symbol right here. It's talking about dad or chess, right? So it's going to go either with the chess or with dad. Against my better judgment, yeah, shouldn't have done that. Now I've messed it up. The only reason why I did that, just to explain my stupidity, is because I was thinking, all right, well, if it's doing this in chronological order, then this statement drags the attention of the mind to dad and makes you think about dad. And then the next thing in line would be talking about not having a chess set and blah blah blah, which makes you think about the chess set, which then makes you think about whatever the heck this is, and then back to here, back to the linking book, which might also represent Yisha as much as it represents the linking book. Oh, this is getting bad. And we know that one is supposed to be there. I don't understand why. I really don't understand why I'm good with these sort of games. And the reason why I say that is pretty simple. I have ADHD. I know that. I love that about myself. I'm okay with that. 100%. I'm okay with that. But the problem with this is when your brain hits a certain barrier, it stays there and it doesn't go any further. It's like trying to think of a word and think of the word and think of the word and think of the word, and you just can't come up with that word. And so there's a certain point in time where your brain goes, hey, you're done. You're done. There's nothing else that you can do. There's no more. You're not going to go from I have no clue to I have a clue. And that's the problem that I'm facing here. Because what's really going on is once you get those preliminary hints, then you get stuck in that. You get stuck and focused in that whole idea of, I think I know what's going on, but do I know what's going on? I have no idea. And breaking yourself out of that, I'm pretty sure I got this, and getting yourself in that, I'm an idiot, and there needs to be another method to think about this. It's just paralyzing is what it is. It really is. Anyway. Okay, we know this one needs to go here. And I'll just put this one back over here. And we know that this one needs to go back over here.
Well...
Okay. I've gotten nowhere. Nowhere at all. Feel super successful.
That way I'll never be able to break.
Daddy's really...
That way I'll never be.
Daddy's really good at chess.
Right. And I suppose I could, but it's...
What order does this put these in? Is it always to the bottom? So whenever I pull one in, it takes it and drags it to the bottom. And whenever I take one out, it takes it out from the top. Place from the top. Put from the bottom. So part of my theory that's going through my head right now is, what if you think they're being disorganized, but they're really not? What if somehow this solves itself? I think that's just wishing.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
Now, whoa. No, okay, that was by accident. So I'm trying to understand a philosophy right now. I mean, maybe not a philosophy, but I'm trying to solve the system. I'm trying to solve. I'm in a paralysis, and that paralysis is that my brain is stuck in this idea that I'm not going to be able to solve this. So here's the question I have: if I take all of these and I stack them back together, okay, and to stack them back together, I need to move them just like this. So, starting from, what is this, 8 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 pieces here. Let me get a separate piece of paper here, that way I don't confuse this. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can only move between 3 of the 5 positions. So with 3 of the 5 positions, as we roll around, we know that they pull from the top. So whichever way it goes, if I pull to 1, then it's going to pull the second one to the center. And it's going to pull the third one to either the opposite side or the other opposite side. So every third piece has the ability to go right or left. The first piece can only go right or left, and the second piece can only go... No, I think I'm oversimplifying that. I think that there's more to it than this. So if I grab this whole thing, I have to choose right or left for the first piece. So the first one here is, you should play him. We think that's talking about Dad. We could also be talking about chess. Now, it can't sit over the top the first one. So no matter what, this has to go down. Now, the next choice in line is if I move the first one, so the first move goes to the right. The second move can either go to the following position over, or... Oh dear. Oh man, I've just confused my brain even more. Or can come back to the second position. I just confused my brain even more. My so I drew this up. It was starting to make sense, and then I started letting my brain run, and it went way downhill really fast. That did not help one bit. Okay. Ugh, that stinks. I didn't think I was on the track of anything. I thought I was at least getting ready to organize how the game is played. And if I could solve that, like I did with the colored clouds, then I would be able to process this much clearer. But that is not even close to what is actually happening here. What if the top piece, the basic science behind this, is that the top piece can only go, I'm writing this down, only go one spot right or left. So the very simple text, the top can only go to the right or to the left. To me, that makes sense, right? It sounds simple enough. The second piece, which becomes the top spot, then follows the same. So everything has to go to the right or to the left. So if we were to, instead of labeling these in a circle, what if we made them straight across? So we see the chessboard. Then we have the dial. Then we have the linking book. Then we have Mom and Dad. And then we have the carving. Technically, shouldn't we be able to tell the science ahead of time of where it's going to go, just from that simple fact? Which I've already known, but now I'm writing it down, and now I'm trying to make it sound like I know what I'm doing, and I have no idea what I'm doing whatsoever. So the next dial, next piece is the swirly. You could make one just like you made my spirit guide. So let's say it's talking about the chessboard. Okay. Now the next one up here is, right, same as this chamber. Rock, same as this chamber. I'm going to put this one over here. Not much good. The next one is, I'd like to, but I can't carve that small. So let's put that on the chessboard. I'd like to assist, but I don't have a chess set. Technically, that would make sense to go there, but I'm going to call it over here because I couldn't put it over there. Next one is the 4 orb. They could give you a set. This could also be they break so easily. I'm not sure which one this is supposed to be. I think this is they break so easily. So I'm going to put this one over here. This one, that way I'll never be able to break it. I'm going to put that one over here. And then really good at chess is talking about mom and dad, but I've learned that putting this over there with that one is actually a failure point. So I'm going to put this over here, and we're going to assume that I hate these delayed animations that just make you think you're getting somewhere. Anyway. Alright, we're wasting too much time on this, guys. I'm not good with science. I'm not good with science. I am going to... Yeah. I'm going to save this for the next video. And we're going to end it here. Because I am at a loss. I really am. I don't know where to go next. So, in any case, thank you so much for watching. These videos feel like a waste of time. But I feel like if I was watching someone else playing, I would like to see when they get close to something that I know they're getting close to, and then when they miss it, you go there and you're like, ah, why? You were right there. So I don't know if it's a benefit or a harm to put content like this up where we get absolutely nowhere in the episode. And saying that, that's exactly what we're doing here. So if you did enjoy this, would you hit that like button for me? Leave a comment. I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget that Uru is coming up very, very, very soon. And it's got me very antsy. So if you're excited about that one, make sure that you leave a comment down below. Let me know that you're excited about Uru. And we're going to see what happens next. So the game of the plan is Uru first, and then we'll go on to MYST 5. And with what you guys are telling me, looks like I'll be playing Uru for a very, very long time. Phew. Well, anyway, that'll do it for this one, folks. God bless you. Keep it crispy. 1 Tim 4:12. I'll see you in the next episode. Your verse of the day today is 2 Corinthians 12:10. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Learn a little bit more about that. Read the whole chapter for yourself. See what it's really saying. And until next time, thanks for watching.